Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Giants Insider, your go-to source for all things Big Blue. I'm your host, and folks, if you're a New York Giants fan, buckle up because we've got some fireworks brewing ahead of Week 7. Picture this, a rookie quarterback who's just lit up the reigning Super Bowl champs, and now he's got a little extra motivation from an opponent who's basically saying,
"Hey, you're no big deal." Yeah, that's the vibe right now as the Giants gear up to face the Denver Broncos. What an unbelievable storyline unfolding in the NFL. Could this be the spark that turns a Giants season around? Let's dive right in and break it all down. First off, let's rewind to that electrifying Thursday night football clash in Week 6. The New York Giants, sitting at a frustrating 2-4, march into Philadelphia and absolutely dismantle the Eagles, 34-17. And who was at the helm of this upset? None other than rookie sensation Jackson Dart, the fresh-faced quarterback out of Ole Miss who's been turning heads since he took over as QB1 after Week 3. Dart didn't just play. He owned the field, completing 17 of 25 passes for 195 yards and a touchdown through the air, while adding 58 rushing yards and another score on 13 carries. That's dual threat magic. Folks, teamed up with first-year running back Cam Skatebo. These two rookies have injected some serious energy into Big Blue's offense. They went viral multiple times during the game. Dart dancing after a big play, flashing that signature chain necklace that's actually a good luck charm from his little sister. Heartwarming stuff, right? It's moments like these that remind us why we love this game. But hold on, because the drama doesn't stop there. As the Giants prepare to head to Denver to take on the two Broncos this Sunday, Broncos pass rusher Jonathan Cooper decided to stir the pot during his Wednesday media session. Speaking to reporters, including Luca Evans from the Denver Post, Cooper basically shrugged off Dart's hype. He said, and I quote, he's a young guy. He's feeling himself a little bit. He's out there running around. He's got the chain on. He's dancing. I feel like everybody needs something, but we went against QBs who have ran around in the pocket and who've tried to do stuff with their legs. So, ain't nothing we haven't seen. Ouch. That's classic bulletin board material, isn't it? Cooper's essentially calling Dart just another mobile quarterback. Nothing special. And he doubled down by comparing it to facing Patrick Mahomes twice a year in the AFC West, saying, "We play one of the best quarterbacks twice a year, every single year." So once you go against that, you kind of get a feel of the game, and you know what you need to do. You got to make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. So you can't let him get that confidence and that ego going. Bold words from a guy who's part of Broncos defense that's no joke. They're ranked second in the league for yards allowed per game at 254.2 and points surrendered at 15.8. Plus, they lead the NFL with 30 sacks after burying Justin Fields 9 times last week. Denver's got that pass rush humming, led by Cooper and his crew. Now, let's zoom in on Jackson Dart himself. This kid's story is straight out of a Hollywood script. Drafted by the Giants in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft, Dart was a star at Ole Miss, where he threw for over 3,000 yards in his senior season and showed off that elusive scrambling ability that draws comparisons to guys like Lamar Jackson or even a young Michael Vick. But here's the thing, he's not just about the flash. That necklace, it's a touching tribute to his family, a reminder of home amid the bright lights of New York. Since stepping in for the injured veteran starter, Dart's brought a spark that's been missing from the Giants' offense. Pair him with Skatebo, the bruising back from Arizona State who's already racked up 450 rushing yards this season. And you got a dynamic duo that's reminiscent of the old-school Giants ground and pound attack. Remember, this team has a rich history of resilient quarterbacks. Think Phil Simms leading them to Super Bowl 21 in 1987, or Eli Manning's clutch performances in those improbable wins over the undefeated Patriots in Super Bowl 42, and then again in XLVI. Dart's got that same moxie, that ability to extend plays with his legs while keeping his eyes downfield. Speaking of history, let's not forget the Giants' storied legacy. Founded back in 1925, they're one of the NFL's original teams, starting out at the Polo Grounds in Manhattan before moving to Yankee Stadium and eventually to the Meadowlands, now sharing MetLife Stadium with the Jets since 2010. That place is a fortress for Big Blue fans. The sea of blue jerseys, the deafening roars during those NFC East battles. And oh, those rivalries. The Eagles, who they just humbled, are arch nemesis. But don't get me started on the Cowboys, America's team versus New York's grit. Or the Commanders, always a tough out. The Giants have 4 Super Bowl rings, with those back-to-back triumphs in 2007 and 2011 standing out as iconic. David Tyree's helmet catch, Tom Coughlin's steely coaching, legendary. And defensively, this franchise has produced monsters like Lawrence Taylor, the ultimate game wrecker who revolutionized the linebacker position in the 80s and 90s, or Michael Strahan, whose sack record still echoes. Today, that defensive spirit lives on with stars like Dexter Lawrence anchoring the line. Big Dex has been a beast this year with 5.5 sacks already, and edge rusher Brian Burns, who's hungry to contain mobile QBs like Dart's been facing. But back to the present, how does this matchup shape up? The Broncos' defense is elite, no doubt, but the Giants' offensive line has shown improvement, protecting Dart enough to let him scramble for those chunk plays. Tactically, head coach Brian Dable. Remember, he's the offensive wizard who turned Josh Allen into a star in Buffalo. Will likely dial up some read option plays to exploit Denver's aggression. If the Giants can establish the run with Skitabo early, it opens up play-action passes to receivers like Malik Neighbors. The speedster who's already notched 3 touchdowns this season. Neighbors, by the way, is another young gun. Drafted in 2024 out of LSU, he's got that Odell Beckham Jr. flair, making acrobatic catches that light up social media. On the flip side, Denver's offense, led by whoever's under center, Bo Nix has been steady but not spectacular. Will test the Giants' secondary, which has been vulnerable at times. Injuries have hit Big Blue hard this year. Cornerback Adoree Jackson is nursing a hamstring, so expect more snaps for rookie Drew Phillips. To get some insider perspective, I reached out, fictionally of course, to a few voices around the team. Imagine Giants coach Dable firing back in presser. Look, talk is cheap. Jonathan Cooper can say what he wants, but our guys are focused on execution. Jackson's got that fire, and we're building something special here. Or Dart himself. Cool as ice. I respect every opponent, but that chain, it's my sister's, reminds me why I play. Come Sunday, we'll let our game do the talking. Even a die-hard fan like Joey from Brooklyn might chime in. Cooper's just scared. Big Blue's rising. Watch us shock the world again. These kinds of quotes fuel the passion in the locker room and the stands. Statistically, this game's a clash of styles.